Good morning. Today I'm going to be showing you my view as an instructor during our defensive pistol course here at Ryco Gunworks. Basically, it's going to be a slow, real-time video and then a slow motion video right after with my voiceover telling you what I see as an instructor. And if you want, you can play it back on the regular speed one and see if you can pick up all the craziness that's going on. Okay, so he's shooting. You can tell that his non-dominant hand's rolled a little bit too forward, just where his left index finger is purchased right underneath this trigger. His arms are a little bit too locked out. What else? He has a good trigger bicep, good trigger control on that. He's gripping really hard on his non-dominant hand. You can tell by how much pressure is on his cuticles. Here comes the reload. Eyes are on his target the entire time. Fear comes up and out of the trigger guard while he's dropping the magazine. We did not go over reloads yet, but here he is. Fully inserts the magazine and finally overhand racks. Comes over to the side. Gets back on the gun. Alright, here comes the draw, super slow. We teach a two-hand draw. Here he goes with one hand, pulls up, then he has to get the next hand there to hold his shirt up and then grab his gun. If he would have came with two hands, it would have already been there. Here comes his purchase on his firearm. From here you can see his hands are already rolled forward too far, his non-dominant hand, to where his middle finger is all the way up by his trigger finger, and his index finger is actually holding onto the trigger guard. This can give you a few issues. You'll see it in this clip and I'll point it out. Pretty good follow through on it, pretty good trigger control. There he goes, milks his grip because he doesn't have enough on that non-dominant hand. Alright, right now we're shooting a casino drill, so he's going after the bottom right triangle. Shoots, follow throughs all the way through. What else? Oh, on this gun he's using magpul mags. You'll see how that can be an issue later on when he goes to do this reload. Right there, slide locks to the rear, breaks his grip, trigger finger comes up, pushes the magazine release. He's doing that shaking motion to get that magpul mag out. There's Peter doing a reload, eyes up on his target. That's what it's supposed to look like. Overhand racks, gets back up, trigger finger comes in, and he's ready to shoot. Luke here fully inserts the magazine, overhand racks. Oh, actually no, he didn't. He just pushed the slide latch, went in there anyways, all the way up on it. Too far forward on his non-dominant hand. This should be on number 4. The top left square, finds it, tracks it, pulls the trigger too far forward, hits the slide latch, and the slide locks to the rear. He's thinking about redoing it. Nope. Hits the slide latch down and gets back on the trigger. Alright. So with magpul mags, when he came back, I honed on this pretty hard later on in the next drill or course of fire that we did, keeping our weapons pointed at our target the entire time. You don't need to break and come into your workspace. That's a waste of time. You can see everything and your target if you just keep your gun pointed there. Push your magazine release, have gravity help you out, and you put the new one in there and overhand rack. Alright, back to his shooting. You can see he has a good trigger bicep on his right index finger. He's doing a trigger reset method, which is one that we want to see, where you pull the trigger and you slowly release it till you hear the audible click, or feel the trigger reset and then just pull it again. Alright, his gun's set up correctly. He has an RMR with raised sights. Whatever you do, buy the raised sights first and get the RMR. Come back for a second reload. Again, mag pull mag. Slide did not lock to the rear, but he knows he's out of ammo because he's counting the rounds. This is the second time we did this drill, so he's getting a little bit into it. Alright, looking at his gun, flagging Jesus, fully inserts the magazine, indexing with his index finger, which is very good. Alright, overhand racks, so you have two different loading methods right there, slide latch, reload, and overhand rack. Overhand rack is far superior than the slide latch, or slide release, reload. Alright, next course of fire, he's shooting. Last shot is on the 5, now he's going 6. Should be 6 rounds. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, again, really far forward on his non-dominant hand. You can see his his left index finger is super red and gripping hard. The middle finger is just pale, not gripping hard, and then you have your ring and pinky fingers all red and gripping super hard. That's why you don't want to get all the way up in there, because you lose 30% of your grip. I have a video of it. You lose 30% of your grip when you roll your thumb forward and hyperextend your wrist. It needs to be back and gripping like it's supposed to. Last round, again, he's so high on the gun that it does not lock to the rear. He's pushing down on that slide latch. He comes down, finger up and out of the trigger guard, and he gets ready to hold it. Alright, focus on the second guy. Luke does a good draw, both hands, gets it and gets it out. Second guy is Jake. He's shooting a rear security 9 all the way up on his trigger guard. His non-dominant hand, his index finger is actually gripping the bottom of the front of the trigger guard, just like in an 80s movie almost. Good trigger control. He's a really good shooter, really quick shooter. Alright, you can see when he's shooting how poor having your hand all the way forward gives you poor recoil management. When the gun shoots and recoils, you can see his entire non-dominant thumb comes off, his trigger finger his non-dominant index finger comes out. He thinks he has to do a reload. No, he still has 2 more rounds. Shoots, boom. See how far high he's actually pushing on his trigger finger with his middle finger. Shoots again, slide lock. Doesn't recognize it, pulls the trigger again, click, yep, gun's out, comes down for the reload. Barrel and muzzle are pointed at the berm. To the top of it there, it goes a little bit above. Your Luke is super far forward, good trigger control though, and good follow through. Jake's come back up, still super far forward. Look how little recoil management he has with his non-dominant hand. Right there. Alright, so back to Luke, he's shooting good. He has pretty good follow through. He was up high on his gun, so he did not get the slide to lock to the rear. There he goes for his reload, all the way up and looking at it. Pretty bad on that. Next drill, we hone that in pretty good. Alrighty. There Jake is shooting, meets slide lock. Finger comes up and out while he's still on the trigger, while he's still on the target. Magazine comes out and he reloads everything. Alright, next one, Luke's still shooting. And this is where it's going to end. He's still shooting. Again, thank you guys very much for watching. If you'd like to see more of these, click the like button and subscribe. Other than that, have a great day and thank you very much for watching.